The vast emptiness of space stretched before the human exploration vessel, its sleek hull gleaming against the distant starfield. Captain Ha-1 Park stood motionless, her dark eyes scanning the holographic displays that flickered with incoming data streams. The bridge was quiet, almost too quiet, with only the soft hum of advanced computer systems breaking the silence. First Officer Jun Kim adjusted a communication panel, his fingers moving with practiced precision. "Multiple alien vessels approaching," he announced, his voice calm and measured. Configuration suggests a standard Confederation interception pattern. Ha-1's lips curved into the slightest hint of a smile. Not a smile of arrogance, but of something deeper, a quiet understanding that the approaching aliens were about to make a critical mistake. The alien fleet emerged from subspace, their massive ships blocking out entire sections of the starscape. Their design was intimidating. Sharp metallic edges, weapon ports bristling with destructive potential, and communication arrays that pulsed with aggressive energy. The lead vessel, significantly larger than the others, transmitted its first communication. Kirill Vo, the Confederation fleet commander, spoke with a tone that suggested absolute certainty. "Unidentified human vessel. You have entered restricted space. Prepare for immediate boarding and identification processing." June looked at his captain, a silent question in his eyes. Ha-1 remained perfectly still, her smile growing almost imperceptibly. The alien communication system continued its monotonous demand. Standard Confederation protocol dictated immediate surrender or destruction. They had encountered hundreds of lesser species before, and each had followed a predictable pattern of submission. But humans were different. The human vessel made no aggressive moves, no defensive positioning, no attempts to flee. It simply continued its current trajectory, as if the massive alien fleet surrounding it was nothing more than a minor inconvenience. Aboard the alien flagship, strategic advisor Norik Ren grew increasingly uncomfortable. Something about the human response, or lack thereof, felt wrong. Years of military experience had taught him that unexpected calm often preceded unexpected danger. "Commander Vos," Norik interrupted the standard communication sequence. "Their response pattern is unusual." Vos dismissed the concern with a wave of his appendage. "Typical primitive species behavior. They are processing our superior technological presence." But Jun Kim was already preparing a series of complex computational sequences. Each movement was deliberate, each system check-precise. The human vessel might look calm on the outside, but beneath its hull, complex systems were coming to life. Captain Ha-1 finally spoke, her voice low and steady. "Initiate passive scanning protocols." The alien fleet continued its surrounding maneuver, confident in their overwhelming superiority. They had weapons that could obliterate entire planetary systems. They had technological advancements that made most species look like primitive children playing with rocks. What they didn't understand was the nature of human adaptability. Subtle energy signatures began to shift around the human vessel. Microscopic adjustments that would be invisible to standard Confederation scanning technology started to occur. Quantum-level modifications that rewrote fundamental interaction protocols were being implemented with surgical precision. Norik Ren noticed first a slight fluctuation in the surrounding quantum field, a minute change in electromagnetic harmonics that shouldn't be possible. "Commander," he said, his voice now tinged with genuine concern, "we should." Before he could complete his sentence, something changed. The human vessel wasn't just a ship. It was becoming something else entirely. Kirill Vos realized a moment too late that they had made a fundamental error in their assessment. The calm human captain, the seemingly passive vessel, the lack of traditional defensive responses. These were not signs of weakness. They were signs of something far more dangerous. And then Captain Ha-1 Park smiled. The kind of smile that suggested everything was about to change. The alien confederation would soon learn that humans were not just another species to be cataloged and controlled. They were something else entirely. Something unexpected. Something potentially devastating. The first encounter was about to become something much more significant than a simple interstellar interaction. It was going to be a moment that would reshape galactic understanding forever. And it all started with a smile. The alien Confederation fleet began its standard containment protocol, surrounding the human vessel with calculated precision. Commander Kirill Vos believed victory was certain, his massive ship positioned to deliver the final communication of surrender. Jun Kim watched the alien formations with calculating eyes. Each movement of the alien ships seemed predictable, almost mechanical. Captain Ha-Won Park remained seated, her fingers barely touching the command interface. "Initiate passive response sequence," she said quietly. The human vessel appeared to drift. No sudden movements. No traditional defensive postures. It seemed like a small fish surrounded by massive predators, completely unaware of its impending doom. But appearances were deceiving. Microscopic nano-adaptive systems began spreading through the ship's external structure. These weren't just defensive mechanisms. They were intelligent computational networks that could read, interpret, and respond to complex technological environments in milliseconds. Norik Ren, the alien strategic advisor, first noticed something unusual. The quantum signatures around the human vessel were shifting. Not dramatically, not obviously, just differently. "Commander," Norik said, his voice trembling slightly, "their energy readings are unexpected." Vos ignored him. Typical lower species tactics would involve either immediate surrender or futile resistance. This vessel seemed to do neither. Inside the human ship, Jun Kim was systematically dismantling the alien communication networks. Not through direct attack, but through subtle quantum manipulation. Each alien communication channel became a potential entry point, each transmission a pathway for strategic infiltration. The human vessel began to mirror the Confederation fleet's technological signatures, not copying them exactly, but creating adaptive resonance that made it nearly invisible to standard scanning protocols. Captain Ha-Won's smile grew slightly wider. The alien fleet continued its surrounding maneuver, completely unaware that with each passing moment, their own technological systems were being subtly compromised. Quantum-level infiltration isn't about raw power. It's about understanding, about adaptation, about seeing systems not as fixed structures, but as fluid networks waiting to be reshaped. Norik Ren realized the danger first. The human vessel wasn't just defending itself. It was learning, analyzing, preparing to transform the entire tactical equation. "We're being studied," he whispered to Vos. "Not attacked. Studied." The human ship made no aggressive moves. It simply existed, gathering information, creating invisible bridges between its systems and the alien fleet's computational networks. Each alien weapon system, each communication channel, each navigational protocol became a potential doorway. And the humans were masterful lockpickers. Commander Vos finally noticed something was wrong when his primary communication systems began experiencing unexplained micro-interruptions. Nothing serious, just strange. Jun Kim's fingers moved like a musician playing a complex instrument. Each touch was precise, each movement calculated. The human vessel was transforming the very nature of technological interaction. The aliens had encountered many species. They had conquered countless civilizations. They understood technological superiority, but they had never encountered humans. Humans didn't just fight. They'd reimagined conflict itself. Strategic deception wasn't about hiding. It was about revealing just enough to make the enemy question everything they knew. And Captain Ha-Won Park was a master of that art. The alien fleet continued its maneuver, believing total victory was moments away. They did not realize that with each passing second, they were becoming less and less. And the first signs of transformation were subtle. Tiny fluctuations in energy readings, microscopic changes in quantum harmonics. The alien fleet's most advanced weapon systems began to behave differently. Captain Ha-Won Park watched the holographic displays with calm concentration. Her fingers moved almost imperceptibly across the command interface, each touch creating complex computational sequences that were rewriting fundamental technological rules. Jum Kim monitored the external systems. "Weapon signatures are changing," he reported. His voice carried no excitement, just pure professional observation. The alien Confederation had never encountered a technological adaptation like this. Their systems were supposed to be unbreakable. Generations of technological superiority had made them confident, arrogant. Norik Ren was the first to understand the true danger. The human vessel wasn't just defending itself. It was transforming the entire technological ecosystem around it. Alien weapon ports began to recalibrate, not by human direct intervention, but through quantum-level resonance manipulation. Each weapon system started to recognize the human vessel not as a threat, but as an extension of its own computational network. Commander Kirill Vos watched in growing horror as his most advanced weapons began to malfunction. Laser cannons that should have obliterated entire planetary systems now flickered uncertainly. Quantum torpedo launch sequences became confused, their targeting systems suddenly unable to distinguish friend from foe. "What is happening?" Vos demanded, his commanding voice now tinged with genuine fear. The human ship continued its calm trajectory. No aggressive movements, no traditional combat responses, just pure, intelligent adaptation. Jum Kim's fingers continued their silent dance across the command systems. Each touch was a complex mathematical equation, each movement a strategic redefinition of technological interaction. Nano-adaptive systems spread through the alien fleet's computational networks. They weren't destroying systems, they were understanding them, learning them, reshaping them from within. Navigation protocols began to change. Communication channels started to merge and transform. The very fabric of technological interaction was being rewritten. Norik Ren understood first. This wasn't just technological superiority. This was a complete reimagining of how technology could function. "They're not fighting," he whispered. "They're teaching." The human vessel was demonstrating something profound. Technology wasn't just about power. It was about understanding, about adaptation, about seeing systems as living, breathing entities that could be guided, not just controlled. Alien weapon systems that had conquered thousands of civilizations now became uncertain. Computational networks that had maintained galactic dominance for centuries suddenly felt vulnerable. Captain Ha-1 Park's smile grew slightly wider. The transformation wasn't violent. It was elegant. Like the moment of complete reversal came without dramatic explosions or traditional battle sequences. It was quiet, calculated, devastating. Alien fleet formations began to collapse from within, not through external attack, but through internal computational reconfiguration. Commander Kirill Vos watched in total disbelief as his most advanced systems turned against themselves. Jum Kim monitored the transformation with clinical precision. Each alien technological network became a pathway, each communication channel a potential vulnerability. The human vessel wasn't destroying, it was systematically reprogramming. Norik Ren understood first. This wasn't just technological defeat. This was a fundamental reimagining of strategic interaction. "Our systems are becoming adaptive," he whispered, horror growing in his voice. Quantum-level infiltration spread through Confederation networks. Navigation protocols became confused. Weapon systems started targeting their own vessels. Communication channels dissolved and reformed in unpredictable patterns. Captain Ha-1 Park remained seated, her fingers moving with surgical precision across the command interface. Each touch was a complex mathematical equation, each movement a strategic redefinition of technological possibilities. The alien Confederation had conquered thousands of civilizations. They understood technological superiority. They believed in their absolute control. They had never encountered humans. Weapon ports that once obliterated entire planetary systems now flickered uncertainly. Massive battleships began rotating randomly, their internal systems no longer responding to standard Confederation commands. Commander Vos tried to reassert control, but each communication attempt became another pathway for human technological manipulation. His own systems were being used against him. The human vessel didn't fire a single traditional weapon. It didn't need to. Information was the most powerful weapon. Understanding was the ultimate strategy. Alien computational networks started breaking down, not through destruction, but through fundamental reconfiguration. They were being taught a new way of existing, a new way of interacting with technology. June Kim's fingers continued their silent dance. Complex sequences transformed entire technological ecosystems with mathematical elegance. "Our systems are evolving," he reported calmly. The reversal wasn't violent. It was intelligent, precise, almost beautiful in its computational complexity. Entire alien fleet sections began losing cohesion, not through physical damage, but through complete technological. The alien confederation lay in complete disarray. What had begun as a routine interception had transformed into the most profound technological defeat in galactic history. Captain Ha-1 Park stood quietly, watching the holographic displays showing the scattered alien fleet. No weapons had been fired. No traditional battle had occurred. Yet total victory was absolute. Commander Kirill Vos transmitted a surrender communication, his voice stripped of its previous arrogance. The human vessel had demonstrated something far beyond military might, a complete understanding of technological interaction that defied conventional warfare. June Kim began preparing diplomatic protocols. This wasn't just a military victory. It was an opportunity for fundamental transformation. Norik Ren, the alien strategic advisor, watched in stunned silence. Humans had not just defeated the Confederation. They had reimagined the entire concept of conflict. "We misunderstood everything," Norik whispered to Vos. The human vessel approached the disabled alien fleet. No aggressive signals, no traditional victory transmissions, just a calm, calculated presence that suggested complete technological mastery. Captain Park opened communication channels. Her first words were unexpected. "We are prepared to assist in your technological recovery," she said simply. The alien Confederation leadership couldn't comprehend this response. They expected punishment, subjugation, destruction. Instead, they received an offer of cooperation. Quantum-level computational networks that had been transformed during the conflict began stabilizing. The humans weren't destroying the alien technology. They were helping it evolve. June Kim began transmitting complex computational sequences. These weren't attack protocols. They were repair instructions, evolutionary pathways for technological development. Commander Vos realized something profound. This wasn't a traditional conquest. This was an invitation to a completely new way of existing. The human vessel started sharing advanced technological protocols, not as a conqueror, but as a guide, as a partner in technological evolution. Norik Ren understood first. Humans weren't interested in traditional galactic dominance. They were interested in collective advancement. "We are being offered a chance to grow," he told the Confederation leadership. The alien fleet, moments ago preparing for total destruction, now found itself receiving advanced technological blueprints. Computational systems that had been rigid were now becoming adaptive, flexible, intelligent. Captain Ha-1 Park's smile returned. Not a smile of victory, a smile of understanding. The unexpected conclusion wasn't about winning or losing. It was about transformation. The human vessel had demonstrated something revolutionary. Technology wasn't a weapon. It was a language, a method of communication, a pathway to mutual understanding. As the alien Confederation began processing this new reality, one thing became clear. Everything had changed, and it all started with a smile.